Billy Joe Saunders pops after being knocked out by Canelo. Ooh! Gets dropped and tackled by security in Dallas. We're going to talk about it. A lot of different people have different perspectives. I want to give you mine on what happened. Again, Billy Joe Saunders pops an emotional response. He bolted for the ring. We're going to talk about that in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. I will play the video after I'm done talking. Some of you guys may have already seen it, but basically, I'm going to give you guys an idea of what happened, give you my thoughts. Hopefully, you guys like the content. If you enjoy content like this, hit the like button, subscribe if this is your first time hearing my voice, and let's get into it. Canelo Alvarez fought Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders wreaked havoc throughout fight weeks and the weeks leading up to it, and he promised that he would remain unbeaten, and Canelo was a mortal man, and he came up short. Not only did he come up short, he quit on the stool, couldn't continue, and had to retire on the stool and suffered a sports injury. They're saying his eye socket and his cheek were broken from a single shot that Canelo landed. Beautiful. It's kind of like a counter uppercut, pull counter, where he landed a beautiful feet planted uppercut and got to his target, breaking his face. And brilliant shot by Canelo. Execution, timing, practice makes permanent. Now, when Billy Joe Saunders retired on the stool, his pops can be seen in the video that I'll play right after I'm finished talking. And his dad tries to beeline and rush the ring. And as soon as he starts, he leaped over, the barricade or divider. He doesn't have the proper credentials to be, ringside or whatever. And at the end of the day, security seen him and tried to push him back. And he's frantically trying to fight. And security ended up bogarting him and shoving him. And then some other people from Tyson Fury, or not even Tyson Fury, but Billy Joe Saunders' team started trying to push security back, and then it kind of diffused and de-escalated. Listen, there's a lot of people who have different conversation on this topic, but mine is very simple. Security did what they were trained and supposed to do. At this, people, I don't know where you guys get your information from. That's why I say I can only be me. I can only give you my thoughts. And I try to give you my truest thoughts, some realistic thoughts. I'm a realist, logical person. So hopefully you guys enjoy the content. But I don't understand why. I don't know how it works in the UK or in the traveler community or whatever. But I don't understand what Team Saunders would have expected if somebody is running and rushing the stage after an enormous win, 70,000 people, unannounced, and you just running towards the stage. People are oh, it says Team Saunders. Okay, it says Team Saunders real big on the back of the jacket. You know what I'm saying? So if you're rushing someone head on, how would the guy see it? It probably has a smaller imprint or logo that says B Saunders, or maybe a logo or initials or whatever, Billy Joe Saunders. Beyond that, even if it said it on the front, Team Saunders, if you don't have the clearance or the proper credential, you can't be in that vicinity. It's really for the ringside physicians, the judges, maybe some of the telecasts and broadcasters or whatever, and credentialed people. So either way, even though it's an emotional response, some people I deal with logic. I don't deal with a lot of emotion in my life, but I see in boxing, passionate sport, some people deal with purely emotion. They're looking at it from the emotional standpoint. You want to check on your son, but again, life doesn't work like that. So if you have a son or a kid or a family member in the hospital, you can't just start yelling and running into the back of the ER because you rush down to the hospital. You still have to be reasonable and practical. That's not how it would ever work. You need to talk to the receptionist or whatever and try to get back as fast as possible. And had you explained it to the security guard, maybe he would have been cool and let you through, but you can't just start rushing. Again, a job like that, and the reason it's sad I have to even make this video, but some people don't know what's going on, so I want to just weigh in with my thoughts. But the sad part about it is that I have to even explain. Security is just doing their job. The emotion of it, your son talked all this stuff, he lost. Of course you want to check on him, but there's a proper way to do it, and there's not. if you're running towards and trying to bum rush the stage, who knows if you're trying to attack Canelo's team for stopping your son, or you got a weapon. You could be wielding a knife or some kind of shank that you snuck in, or have a bomb that you somehow snuck into a venue or whatever. So security did what they were supposed to do, and they tackled him. People are like, oh, I feel sorry. You feel sorry because Billy Joe Saunders didn't live up to expectations and he lost. And then his dad took an L2 and lost right after, to the security. So now everyone has this big sob story. But when Billy Joe Saunders, his son, was punching a fighter in the groin, I didn't see the same people have so much remorse and compassion for Willie Monroe, or the Mexican reporter where Billy Joe Saunders was taunting him and saying, your breath smell like ish, your breath smell like ish. But now all of a sudden, after Billy Joe Saunders wreaks havoc and, these things happen, karma comes back and he loses. And his dad, gets tackled for how he tried to rush the stage. What did you expect? And it's funny because Tyson Fury is one of the people who say, oh, I'm a gypsy, long line of travelers. But when he was in the crowd with 70,000 fans and a ton of Canelo fans and Mexican fans and black and white or whatever, whoever else was there, Tyson Fury watched Billy Joe Saunders' dad get tackled to the ground, and he was right there. And I've seen Tyson Fury with his height and the size of his legs and stuff use and not go under the ropes and go over the ropes and just put his feet one after the other over the top rope. So he clearly could have got over that barricade, but he just watched it all happen and he didn't try to break it up or anything. So he's 6'9" and he's just watching Billy Joe Saunders' dad, who was emotional and try to bum rush the stage without the proper credential. He's watching him get tackled, and Tyson Fury always calling Malik Scott and Wilder the B word and stuff like that. But you watching your people and your team get rushed, and you're not even trying to help him. It looks like some other people that were with Fury, they try to jump over the barricade to de-escalate it or fight back or whatever they were trying to do. But you just see Tyson Fury standing there. So without further ado, you let me know who was in the right, who was in the wrong. That's my opinion. Tyson Fury, Billy Joe Saunders. I'm sure I don't even know if Tyson Fury went back to the UK, but that's going to be a long flight back. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Use my link to get TUBEBUDDY. Now I'll play the clip.